Hi, welcome back to One Divine Love. So today's video is a really powerful message, and it's all about releasing illusions of unworthiness and being able to surrender and open your heart to receive love and miracles on your twin flame journey. So today I decided to do something a little different. I pulled cards from an oracle deck called The Power of Surrender, and I asked God to give me the message for today's video and what my viewers needed to hear, what message was important on their twin flame journey. So I am Tamara from One Divine Love, and I am a certified twin flames ascension coach. And it is my life purpose to guide and support people on their ascension path and as they heal separation from their twin flame, their one true love. And I am going to begin by just reminding you that everyone has a twin flame, and you are meant to be with your twin flame in this lifetime. The journey is about releasing all of your blocks to love and healing into a place where you remember that you were never separate from love, separate from your twin flame at all. That love is your natural state. So let's dive in. So the very first card that came out was Surrender, Low Self-Esteem. And the message on this card says, you deserve success, love, and abundance. So set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So this is such an important reminder on this journey. You do not have to earn love. You do not have to prove yourself worthy of love or your twin flame. So you were created worthy because you were a divine child of God. You were created abundant and with all the love and blessings that you could ever want or need. Like, you can rest knowing that all your needs are met by God. But if deep down you believe that you're not good enough, or that you're not lovable, you're not deserving of the love that you're calling in, then those false beliefs are going to block your manifestations, and they are going to block your twin flame union. So here are a few questions maybe that you could reflect on today as we begin this video. Where in my life do I feel unworthy of love, success, or support? Do I believe I need to struggle to prove my value? Where did I learn that I have to earn love? And am I ready to release these beliefs and patterns? So these questions are not here to make you feel bad. So really, when you're healing, let go of any shame or guilt. This is just about honestly reflecting on your patterns and beliefs so that you can bring love and healing there. And we all have these things to heal. And just as a reminder that, when you are on your healing path and you're making a new choice, that anything in your consciousness that is not aligned with that new choice is going to come up to the surface to be released. We call it upheaval, and it's a normal part of your healing process. You're just making more space for love. So let's go into the unworthiness block a little bit deeper, because at the root of this block is a belief that you're not enough, that you're not worthy of the love, the success, the abundance, the support, the commitment or respect that your heart desires. And this block can show up in so many subtle and big ways, and it will block your twin flame. So here are a few signs that you might not be valuing yourself and where you're being invited to bring love and healing. So number one, being in one-sided relationships where you give and give, but you never truly receive. So this just doesn't occur like in a romantic relationship. It can also occur in friendships or family or even with children, where you are just giving and you're not receiving back. In every healthy relationship, there is a balance of giving and receiving. So this is a place where you could be abandoning yourself. So you could ask yourself some of these questions, like, does this particular relationship bring me joy? Do I feel safe to be my full authentic self? Am I loved and accepted for who I am? And is there a balance of giving and receiving? If not, you could be betraying yourself and staying in a relationship where you're not valued or your boundaries are not honored. Number two is not allowing yourself to be seen and heard. So maybe you shrink or people please or stay silent to keep the peace. This was a big one of mine. So you are God's child, and you are worthy of being seen and heard. You do not have to hide from God or the God in others. And you were created with a specific purpose. So it's safe to be seen and heard, and to honor who you are and to express yourself freely. And also, part of this is you're not responsible for other people's emotions or reactions to you. So if you trigger someone else and you're just being yourself, or, expressing yourself, it's not your responsibility how they might be triggered. So you don't have to shrink to avoid triggering them. And in fact, the same way that when you're triggered by your twin flame, it brings so much healing to you. If you trigger another person, it's also an opportunity for them to bring love and healing to that place, and you're actually helping them, not hurting them. So number three is ignoring or minimizing your own needs. So maybe you put other people's needs first, or you convince yourself that your needs are too much or not important. But you are worthy of having all of your needs met, like emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And your needs matter to God. And they are definitely not too much for God, because God created you with needs and He intends to meet them. So it is safe to see yourself really clearly and release any illusions that you are a burden to God in any way, or a burden to your twin flame. Number 4 is not seeing your own inherent value. So maybe you're settling for less than you really want or deserve, like settling for lack of respect or stability or commitment in relationships. But you really are worthy of healthy and devoted and grounded relationships. You're not a backup option or an afterthought to God. You're meant to be fully chosen and full of joy and to thrive. And if you do not see yourself as being worthy of that, and you're not willing to give it to yourself, then you can't receive it in your relationships. Number 5 is believing that somehow you're broken in some way, or you're lacking, and that you need to earn love, or maybe someone outside of you is going to make you whole. But that's the illusion, because you are already whole. So you don't need to chase love or attention or approval or acceptance. And you only need to see the truth that as a divine being, everything that you need is found within. And as a divine being, like, you were created perfectly, and God is your source. And so you go to God and you go within yourself for everything that you need. And, it starts with giving yourself the love that you want, because it can't be reflected back to you on the external or by your twin flame until you go within and give it to yourself first, because God is your source, so you go within. So where do you begin to heal these blocks, like these unworthiness blocks? Well, the first thing you can do is put all of these feelings into the mirror exercise and bring love and healing to these places. So this is a really powerful tool that we use to heal separation from your twin flame, and really to create the reality of your dreams. So let's just use an example here. Let's just say an upset comes up around your twin flame doesn't choose you, and it feels really painful, and your ego says, like, I'm not good enough, and maybe you feel really rejected by your twin flame. So you're going to put this in the mirror exercise. You would say step 1, where you identify the upset, and you have to get really clear on the feeling. So I'm upset at my twin flame because he or she is rejecting me. So step 2, you're going to turn it back to yourself. I'm upset at myself because I am rejecting myself. Step 3, you're going to ask, is this true? And yes, somewhere I've been rejecting myself or abandoning myself. So for example, maybe you have been rejecting your own needs or feelings about a situation, and you're numbing out, or you're putting other people's needs above your own, and you're not prioritizing your own needs. So in step 4, you're going to ask that part of yourself, like really connect with that part, and what does he or she need to feel loved? And that part of you might need you to just be present and aware of your feelings and your needs, and to be made a priority, and for you to give yourself the commitment and the love that you want there. And you want to visualize that part of yourself receiving all of the love that they need until they feel peaceful. And then that healed part of you integrates back in to the person that you are today. So in a coaching session, that is actually what we would do in a lot more detail. we would help guide you, or I would help guide you through the mirror exercise. So the second card that I picked was surrender to spirit. So it says, once you've done everything that you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine and let spirit work its magic for you. So this is a really important step in the process. Surrendering to God does not mean that you're giving up. It means like, I've done my part. I've felt my feelings. I've made new choices. And now I'm going to trust that God is moving through the situation, and you surrender to God's flow and God's path and plan. And God has the best interest at heart, always. And so it's really safe to trust God. And God is always guiding you. You're never alone. And you don't need to control or force the outcome. Your job is just really to feel your feelings and choose love and let God handle the rest, and trust that He really will handle the rest. So the third card that I pulled was surrender to miracles. It says, be open to miracles occurring in your life and feel and know that these events are real. Release resistance and banish doubt. So this one is deeply connected with the first one of your self-worth. Because if you do not believe that miracles are for you, well, then you cannot have them in your reality. You're going to block them from arriving. And remember that God is your source, and He wants to love and support you every step of the way. And when you have doubt, it only does one thing. It erases faith. So in order to invite in miracles, you really have to have faith in God, and faith that miracles are real and that they can happen to you. So to recap, you are a divine being. You were created worthy. And so you can heal the beliefs that tell you otherwise. And the mirror exercise is so powerful to do that. And you can surrender the outcome and trust God's path and plan for you. The mirror exercise actually helps you release control as well. And you can really open your heart to receiving miracles in your life. And this journey is really about deeply accepting yourself and choosing to love yourself again and again, even in the places where it's hard, or the places that have never received love. And the challenges on your path with your twin flame, they're not meant to break you. They're really meant to set you free and to liberate you from all these fear-based patterns, so that you can be this person that is truly open to receiving love. And you are worthy of everything that you desire. You are worthy of your twin flame. You are worthy of your heaven on earth. You are worthy of all of God's love and abundance and blessings for you. And if you would like to go deeper with this topic or working through unworthiness blocks, I do offer private and group coaching options. And I have a free guide when you do coaching that helps you journal out the mirror exercise. And I'll put that information in the description below. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you found this video helpful. And just as a final reminder, union with your twin flame really is inevitable. If you fully commit to your healing and the journey and you don't quit, you will be in physical union with your twin flame. So until next time, I am Tamara from One Divine Love. So keep choosing love and claim your harmonious twin flame union in your heart, and be willing to take all the steps to healing your union. You are worthy of all that love. See you next time.